ശരിയാ.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
ശരിയായില്ലല്ലേ?
My dear friends, my dear young students, and all the staff members, very good morning to all of you. On this day of 26th January 2021, our nation celebrates its 72nd Republic Day. It is indeed a proud moment for each one of us as citizens of India. In fact, the day commemorates the replacement of the Government of India Act 1935 by the Indian Constitution on 26 January 1950, making the nation a republic. Our constitution, drawn from the evolved democratic institutions of the world, is an exemplary edifice of the ideals of humanitarian values of tolerance and coexistence. On this August moment, I remember with utmost reverence the freedom fighters, martyrs, and the architects of our constitution and bow before their memory. In fact, almost after a year of fighting the uncertainties and challenges imposed by the COVID-19 pandemic, the fervor and cheers of the Indian COVID-19 vaccines have brought added pride and vibrancy to our celebrations. This feeling of Indian identity and valor instills faith in democracy and science, which is beyond all despair. It has been almost a year since the World Health Organization on 30th January 2020 declared the outbreak of COVID-19 in Wuhan City, China, as a public health emergency of international concern. The whole world had to helplessly witness how a small cluster of cases quickly evolved into a global pandemic in just a few months and changed life into new normal as we know it now. In fact, COVID-19 pandemic emergency that imposed unprecedented challenges to our economy and scientific capabilities has been a real test of our resilience as a nation. But the challenges have also led to new opportunities and achievements through enhanced capabilities, creativity and innovation, and skills of ordinary Indians celebrated nationally as the Atmanirbhar Bharat, that is the self-reliant India. More significantly, it is to be noted that the most spectacular achievements are being reported from agriculture and healthcare sectors, which has the potential to touch almost every singular life of the 1.34 billion nation. Estimates of the World Food Programme in 2020 suggested a worldwide surge in the number of people facing acute food insecurity from 135 million to 265 million in the post-COVID scenario. The number of malnourished children was also estimated to rise by 30 million by 2021. It also brought to the fore the major gaps in the agriculture policy and forcefully reinstated the importance of self-reliance in food production and the pitfalls of free trade regimes. However, Indian agriculture has shown great resilience to the unprecedented and multifaceted effects of the pandemic. This is reflected in India's food grain output of 292 million tons in 2019 to 2020, up by 2.4% from last year, and the buffer stock of wheat and rice with the Food Corporation of India recorded 77.6 million tons in 2020. This is more than 3 times the specified minimum operational buffer cum strategic stock of 21 million tons as required on April 2020. It is also a testimony to the toil and grit of millions of Indian farmers for whom it is more than a way of life and livelihood. It is also the triumph of farm science and technology emerging from the National Agriculture Research System, consisting of Indian Council of Agriculture Research and all state agriculture universities, including our own Kerala Agriculture University. Definitely so, when Kerala has over 70% of rice area cultivated under KAU varieties, namely Uma and Jodi. My dear scientists, whenever I hear these two names of rice varieties, Uma and Jodi, I always in my mind, I salute the scientists, senior scientists, who have developed these two varieties, and till now, many years have gone, till now, these two varieties are rolling. I really salute their hard work and commitment with which actually they developed these two varieties. I really appreciate and feel honored that I am today the Vice Chancellor of this great institution in which these two varieties have been developed by my own fellow colleagues. I really feel proud of them. Moreover, the Reserve Bank of India has consistently pointed to the beleaguered agriculture as a silver lining in the current bleak economic landscape. In fact, agriculture was the sole sector to post a positive story by recording a growth when GDP figures for the first quarter 2020 were released. This indicates the great resilience of agriculture sector that needs to be discussed in the light of the country's economy, showing a contraction by a staggering 23.9% owing to the nationwide lockdown. Let us take pride in the key role science and technology has played in the transformation of agriculture by providing the much needed food security base for the nation. This has provided the courage and political will for the implementation of food security safety net programs of free food grain distribution throughout the country. It served as a key government program for distributing free food grain during the COVID-19 crisis to over 80 crore beneficiaries under National Food Security Act through public distribution system. It also enabled several state governments, including Government of Kerala, to universalize the food safety net by providing free ration to all irrespective of economic divisions during the crisis. It has also paved way for the implementation of One Nation, One Ration Card program that currently cover over 20 states in the country and shifted the bargaining power to the beneficiaries. The One Nation, One Ration Card program shows the great resolve of the nation to address the problems of the mass exodus of migrants to their villages during the pandemic, which highlighted how such a crisis can disproportionately affect vulnerable groups. The reverse migration and repatriation of NRIs imposed by the pandemic has brought a new surge in the agriculture sector. It warrants for entrepreneurship development interventions in the sector that is poised to create new employment opportunities. Leading the transformation of agri-entrepreneurship in the state, Kerala Agriculture University continues to implement Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana RAPTAR program. Granting aid worth 195 lakhs was distributed to 16 selected incubators of RKV RAPTAR KAU Agri-Business Center, Vellanikara. Of course, we are all witness to this yesterday. Under its flagship programs of RACE as well as SPACE. Food processing is another area envisaged as a sunrise sector that could integrate technology, employment and economics. This has been fostered under the Pradhan Mantri formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises Scheme. It aims to enhance the competitiveness of existing individual micro enterprises in the unorganized segment of the food processing industry by providing support to farmer producer organizations, self-help groups and producers cooperatives along the entire value chain. Under this program, states have identified the food products of each district, that is one district, one product, keeping in view the availability of existing clusters and raw materials. I am proud to say Kerala Agriculture University has been selected as the state level technical institution for implementing this one district, one commodity program in the entire state of Kerala. And Vice Chancellor of Kerala Agricultural University is a member in the state level advisory committee of this program. KU has been involved in the project report development of one district, one product, one commodity products identified for all the 14 districts of Kerala and the facilitation of the stakeholders. We have recently submitted a document, DPR, to the government of Kerala in this regard. It envisions to directly assist 2 lakh food processing units by providing financial, technical and business support for upgradation of existing micro food processing enterprises. These programs have brought the advent of agri-tech innovations in IoT, artificial intelligence, machine learning, nanotechnology, data mining, customized sensors, 3D printing to lead entrepreneurship development and holds promise to leverage the potential in rural areas. It also helps to integrate export preparedness standards that can usher in a paradigm shift from Make in India to make for the world. It was the promise of making agriculture more attractive to educated youth and investors. My dear friends, until pre-pandemic, it is the mantra is think globally and act locally. But this COVID scenario has given an opportunity and it has changed that into think locally and act globally. National celebrations on this Republic Day should also remind us that at the other end of the COVID, challenges for sustaining and bettering the farm production and productivity and doubling of farmers' income await us. The onus to realize these risks with the science and technology institutions, wherein Kerala Agriculture University will have to lead in the state of Kerala. These also calls for translational research investments of the genre of the Oxford Sciences Innovation, the science and technology partner of Oxford University, which invests in portfolio companies involved in science R&D. The knowledge base created through these interventions for decades, along with the brilliant Oxford academics at the university's Jenner Institute, helped the development of knowledge base to solve the global COVID-19 crisis through Covishield vaccines in record time. Similar is the case of our Covaxin developed by renowned Indian scientists and industrialists within Bharat Biotech. Similar trends are available in centers of higher learning in India as well, which need to be extended to all universities to foster knowledge-based development. Our students and faculty adapted well to the opportunities and challenges of the use of virtual classrooms in e-learning resources imposed by COVID-19. Students from all the faculties have made commendable achievements in these trying times at the national ICR, JRF and SRF examinations. Kerala Agriculture University recorded an improvement in its performance in the annual national ranking of agriculture universities published by the ICR for the year 2019 from 34th to 18th position. On this momentous occasion, I congratulate all my young students in this success and also compliment the faculty